The advice that I give first-time home buyers is that it's really an exciting time, but it's a scary time too. The most important thing is to understand the process, and what that takes is making sure that you have a great real estate agent, one that's going to be willing to educate you. And I actually have a book called Your Guide to Purchasing a Home, and it walks through that whole process. So calling me and getting the book, number one. Also finding a good lender, one that you can call on the weekends and in the evenings, that are going to answer all your questions and make sure that they've got your best interest in mind. Understanding that there's not a perfect home. You have your must-haves, and then you have to be willing to be flexible on other things. But I've been very successful in finding that right home, which ends up to be that perfect home, for first-time home buyers. I work with a team of individuals, and one of the most important team members is a lender. A lender has all of those resources on what the buyer is going to need in terms of paperwork, what they need to do to pre-qualify. The first thing that I would suggest is there's 3 different credit bureaus that can do a credit check for free. We get that once a year. So I would recommend that, and then call me to get a couple of lenders that you can interview and decide what you want to do in terms of moving forward. And then, also part of my team is an inspector. Inspector comes in and makes sure that the home is not in disrepair. It might look fine to begin with, but that inspector is going to identify those areas that need some attention. Yeah, I've been in situations like that many times, but I have to say, 3 weeks ago, I was doing what we call a final walkthrough with a client. And when we were going through the house to make sure everything was fine the way they had seen it the last time, she got a call from her husband at the same time I got a call from the lender, saying that the lender had done a different appraisal on the home, and it had come back $60,000 short, and we weren't going to be able to close. And my client was in tears. This was their home. She said, "This is our home." And so the first thing I did was go home, relax. I'm going to take care of this. I requested the appraisal report that they were using instead of the one that they had originally gotten from a professional appraiser, and did a detailed review, found that they used inappropriate comparables. I called the lender. I requested to talk to their manager. It escalated to the VP of the bank, and by the end of the day, we closed and they had their keys.